Okay, so today we are introducing the bow and arrow, but more importantly, we're introducing the concept of hiding the hands or fighting the hands before you go for a submission. Of course, when you take the back, if the chin is exposed, the chin's up, you can go for your rear naked chokes, your palm to palm, or your cross collar chokes. But, people are going to be defending with their hands, they're going to be tucking their chin. And then, so how do you make that situation to your advantage? Okay, so I have my teammates back. Okay. Right now, I'll switch this. Right now, it's 2 hands against 2 hands. I have my 2 hands, but he also has his 2 hands to defend. Okay? So I need to have it where it's, 2-on-1. So in essence, what we're going to end up is I'm going to end up hiding a hand so that my submissions I can go for, and if he has his hand to defend, it's totally fine. I can always peel it off and use my hand to go for my attack and while his hand is being hidden. Now we're going to introduce 2 concepts. We're going to introduce double overs, or when I grab the knuckles. And it's important that I grab the knuckles, not the wrist, because when I grab the knuckles, when I pin the hand to his body, it's hard for him to move his hand. But if I grab the wrist, someone strong can rip their hand free. So double overs or grabbing over the knuckles, and also straight jacket. You can see how that's called straight jacket, like this, or why that's called straight jacket. Now, when I do the straight jacket, I want to grab by the wrist, because it's kind of like the Chinese finger torture. When they grab, it gets tighter because the hand gets wider. Okay, so straight jacket, double overs. Okay, so here we go. Excuse me. I have my seatbelt. He goes to defend, obviously defending the choke arm. All right. Now, we did this in 2 stages in class. The first stage is step 1. My armpit hand reaches underneath, and between his arm and my arm, I grab his wrist. So the first stage of a straight jacket. So grab my arm. I grab his wrist. Now, I won't be able to pull his arm off. But what I will be able to do, for a second, is I'll be able to rip over his shoulder. See, there's only so far he can go. You can't keep going over your shoulder. Anywhere else, trying to rip it, he can hold on. But as I go over the shoulder, there's going to be a point where he has to let go. All right, so going back here. Step 1, grab the wrist and pull my hand over the shoulder. Now, if his chin is exposed, he doesn't do anything with his hand, I'll just go for the choke. But the next step, he's going to be defending his chin. So I can't go for the choke. So step 2, I grab his wrist, and now I have straight jacket. Let's do that again. Step 1, reach across, grab the wrist, pull over the shoulder. He goes to defend his throat, so I can't get in. I go thumb in, grab the wrist. Now I have the straight jacket. Once I have the straight jacket, I look at him, put my foot on the hip so he doesn't follow me, and I fall to the armpit side. Okay, my hand's under his armpit. Now from here, I stretch the armpit hand down, catch it with my heel, and bring the arm behind his back, toes down. So that's where we stopped. Then we drilled that for a while until we got that down. Once we got that down, we continued on. From here, what I do is my armpit hand, after I shove the hand close to my, after I shove the hand close to my ankle. In other words, don't shove it down like this. I won't be able to find it. So I want to shove it close to my top ankle. I grab it, peel it, and top of the foot behind the back. Now I switch my grip. I go back underneath, and I go to that knuckle grip. Remember the over? And I pin it to his body. Very important. Not like this. I pin it to his body. So now if he tries to remove his hand, he can't. And I want you to ask your teammate if they can remove their hand. If it's like this, they'll remove their hand. So just make sure that I turn the hand over. All right. Now we're going to our finishing sequence. Again, if the chin is open, I just go for the collar. But my teammate's going to tuck his chin. How do I get under the chin? I make a little knuckle. I call it brass knuckles. And I want to get my thumb. I start behind the ear where the jawline is. I want to get my thumb behind the ear. And as I get my thumb behind the ear, once I get my thumb underneath his chin, I flare my fingers over to shelf his chin. Try to put your chin to your chest. Can't anymore. After I flare my fingers, I go deep. Now, I could grab the collar and just finish my chokes here. Or I can go deep for a rear naked choke, one-handed rear naked choke. This is how we incorporated the bow and arrow. Once I grabbed this collar, one other thing we did is we let go, we grabbed the pants, and then we went for our bow and arrow choke. And then our arm bar variation, never letting go of the collar. Okay, so we broke that into a couple stages. We stopped once we hid the hand. After we hid the hand, then we finished on with switching the grip and brass knuckles behind the ear for our choke.